I'm one of the founding directors of Flourish Together. Some of you will know we've been running a bolt-on series of courses in addition to our main programs to help people get additional knowledge in all sorts of things. This is one of our creative and digital skills workshops. I'm pleased to say Michaela Parnell, who's been supported by us and is developing her own things and has actually been really instrumental in helping with a lot of our video editing, has come to do a session. And we're looking really at how to get into video editing and make short, sharp things useful for you and engage more people in what you're doing, and how and where to use video well across different sort of platforms, mediums and different things. And Michaela will get into all of that. Michaela will say herself, she's not like a video editing sort of expert from decades. She's really a practitioner of this. She's learned as she's gone through various studies, various work, various other volunteering roles that she has within the community, and having seen her brilliant skills and talents helping us create GIFs, helping us create really engaging photographs that we can then turn into mini little eye-catching things. That's where the conversation started, and Michaela's been helping us with some of our courses in creating webinars and tutorials, whether we do that through Zoom or whether she videos that directly and then edits stuff down. And then more recently, and we'll share this before the end, she's kind of fundamental really in helping us get our how-to festival together alongside Anna, who's on the call here from Flourish Together and Recreate Mosley, but also Vicky at Belton Wigan, and as a team getting that how-to festival together and getting these little webinars so that we can cascade learning, promote and showcase people is great. And she's produced some great little GIFs for that to help us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and other places where we post those sorts of things. So going to hand over to you, Michaela, and look forward to learning more.
Right, hi everyone, can you all hear me okay? Yeah. Right, so as Michaela's mentioned, my name's Michaela and I'm actually a trained biologist that then went to do a science communication and future media masters. So that was a bit of a shock for me because I had to kind of learn how to do all this. But I want you to know that with Canva, one of the great things about it is that you can use this and your laptop at the same time. So today, I want to also find out, this is kind of a get to know you session as well. Yes, you can use Canva for posters and presentations. It's fantastic. There's so many things you can do with it. There's a free version, which is a bit limited, but you can do workarounds. So with the Pro, if you wanted to say, if I use the Pro and that works out, it works out £10.99 a month or £99.99 a year.
And it's worth knowing, Michaela, I was just going to say that as a voluntary community organisation, if you're registered and you can demonstrate that you've got a memorandum and articles of association or constitution, or that you're a bona fide not-for-profit organisation, Canva does give you Pro for free. It's a bit fiddly, but it's I'll dig out the link and try and pop it in the chat. We had to get Vicky at Belton Wigan to help us because we failed the first time around, but she got us through the system. So that's just a top tip as well for anyone who's in that position.
She's a mind reader, Michaela, because that's what I was going to say next.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries. You keep popping in. I don't mind. So say, for example, you're on the free one. The one thing I like to do is drive Canva a bit insane. So you have the option to copy and paste. So what I would do, say you wanted to do a post for YouTube and also Instagram, I would open 2 templates. So do my first template and start designing it, which I'll show in a minute. I'm just like giving you a little chat first. And then what I would do, I'd literally copy and paste it, but you have to kind of rejig it a little bit. And that is one way you can save money, but it's a pain in the bum time wise. It's £10.99 a month. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask a quick question today, what it is you all want video wise, so we can tailor this little session for you. Do you want us to do like a basic text on animation kind of video, or do you want like where you'd actually get a video and put it into it? So if you can just pop a comment in or shout out, just let me know, guys. because obviously this is my first time meeting you all, and I want to try and tailor this best for you.
And everybody might have slightly different needs as well, so you'll have to engage it. But I think even showing somebody how to take some footage, wherever they've taken some footage from, and start to edit it in a particular, accessible software could potentially be helpful. I would possibly, and this might be a bit too much depending on what you've got in, but even actually showing someone how to make a GIF could be helpful, because I think even if you're a bit scared of video, and even if you haven't got lots of time to pick up the skills to do it, creating a short GIF would, is something that's quite a little bit more accessible to people as well, for those that are just getting going. That's my top tips for what they're worth.
I would really like to know how to make a GIF. I have tried. I want to know what the best software is for video editing. I've got access to the Adobe suite. I just think it's really important in terms of SEO rankings on your website, and it's something that I need to get really into to deliver it to my clients and to roll it out on the community interest groups that I'm part of.
And I know there's people asking what is a GIF, and sorry, there might be a little bits of acronyms, and don't feel silly asking. A GIF, I'm sure Michaela would tell you, is like a short few second clip. Michaela will tell you more about those, but I'm just highlighting there's a few people on here who wouldn't know what a GIF is, let alone how to try and make one. And I'm in the same boat where I ask other people to do this because I haven't got time, or I don't always find the right software to do what I need to do.
So, right, the way around it as well, I've seen a comment here about the GIF as well. So basically, a GIF is a short animation. Now, what I do as well, when I'm doing it for Michaela, you can do it as a video, but you do it at the time scale. So I don't know if you guys know, you can actually edit the time on each, I call them a slide. So you have your slides, and we'll see in a minute when I show you some stuff, you can actually edit the time on it. And if you wanted, you could, my advice is, because not all platform like GIFs, just download it as a little video clip and it should upload. That's the workaround. As for apps, if you want free ones, the ones I'd recommend on the App Store, and do the editing on your phones if you can, because computers tend to not like it. You need quite high spec computers to do it. One's called Splice.
Steal your children's phones if you have to, would be my top tip.
Yep. So there's like Splice, iMovies, and Vlogit. They're all free. I'll pop the name of them in here. Splice, iMovie. Now this is like your basic editing apps that tend to be free. They have good stuff, but the one I recommend, if you can afford it, it's £3.99 a month, or just under £20 a year, and it's called KindMaster. The KindMaster is fantastic. Now, I use this all the time because you can do transitions, you can remove sound, you can layer. So, for example, say if we were having this now and I recorded this, and I wanted to then basically hide me on the video and put images or video footage on top, I can do that on top of it. And you could also, for example, say if you had done a talk, but you decided, oh, actually, I don't really want to be in the video, you can literally take the audio out, delete the video, and overlay it onto it. It's really, really good. But today we're going to have like a touchdown. And if you want in the future, if you guys are up for it and you let us know what you want, we can actually design a little training course, because it's a lot to kind of do in the time span we've got. So I'm happy to do
really
that.
All about,
training guide.
Today's really about building a bit of confidence, hearing what people want, and having a look at a couple of things. So I think if we were to look at putting a basic GIF together, and if we were to look at perhaps some of the videos that a couple of videos that you might have put together and how you went about it, that some people have talked about tutorials, some have talked about how you put text over and things. So that those seem to be in the time we've got, perhaps a couple of things.
Okay. Can you guys see the Canva on the screen now, or has it not done it?
It's not come up yet. If you
bear with me, let me try it again. Home Canva. Right, here we go. Let's see if this work.
There you go, that's doing it. Yeah, you've gone on mute though for some reason, so you might need to come off mute. Oh, Michaela, I don't know if you can hear me though, you're on mute at the minute. Be a sec. Oh, look at that. Oh, you're on mute, Michaela. Oh, there you are, you're back in the room.
I'm back. Sorry about that. We've got a few grumblings today, I think. Right. So is my screen still sharing, guys?
It's all good. Yeah, we've got those various projects, an unnamed design and the holistic therapy programs and a how-to. So hopefully doing a good old sing-song.
Sorry guys, it's like a techie day today where it's just like being a pain in the bum. All right, so we'll go on to this. Is this the Ellie one? Bear with me. Oh, that was the Ellie stuff. So here we go. So this is like a promo one we did.
And it seems to have frozen just on your projects. I don't know whether the internet's slow or whether...
Oh, I don't know what's going on today. I seem to be not winning. I'm sorry, guys. This is terrible, isn't it, for a techie person?
Certainly the Ellie one's not showing up.
I'm going to give a set. Is it popping on now? It's just loading.
Oh, okay. Sometimes, yeah, it can be slow with the internet.
Right. Has that come up, guys?
Not as yet.
Right, bear with me.
For me, it's just showing the Canva Your Projects page.
Right, one sec. I will pop over to the share screen and see if I can fix it. Chrome tab. Working on for Michaela. There we go.
So I know sometimes with Zoom, you have to go into the individual projects and then look at them individually. There you go. Something's happening. How to. So your how-tos come up there. There we are. I think you might be on mute, Michaela. I don't know for sure. Can't see. Where are you? Yeah, you're on mute, Michaela. Oops. There we go. So we can see the how-to festival, and it looks like it's a 4-second GIF there that you've made. Are you there, Michaela? You seem to be off mute, but we can't hear you. Ooh, first in. Just won't be a moment. Welcome, Kirsty. We're just starting to look at how to put together a GIF. Sadly, Michaela's got a screen sharing up, but something's gone iffy with the sound.
Okay.
Joys. I think as well, sometimes when you're looking at, big files, when you're online, it can eat into your broadband and things can go a bit haywire, but
yeah.
Happy days. Are you there? And we were just having a conversation as well about how for using the different softwares, because that's something when you're trying to start video editing, people don't really know where to look for the kinds of software they use. In the chat there, we've got some tips for Splice, iMovie and Vlogit are free.
Right, okay.
Software that can be used, and I don't know how you pronounce that. KineMaster is a paid for subscription at $3.99, so it's not a deal breaker, that one, but she said that.
Can you hear me now, guys?
You can, yeah. I don't know why.
Right, for some reason, right, hang on, let me close my other window down. I've got 2 windows open. Let me shut the other one down. It might be that.
We were on the how-to GIF and that was coming up fine, but we just couldn't hear you for some reason.
Right. So can you guys see the screen now?
No, we can see you.
Right, bear with me. Right, if the mic, let me know straight away if the mic goes off again, because I'm going to scream if it does. It's driving me a bit mad now. Sorry, guys. This is so frustrating.
Well, I was saying, I think when you're looking at big images as well on a screen, it can send the broadband a bit weird. So,
how's that? Can you still hear me, guys? Please
it's
say
all
you
good.
can.
That's all fine. We can see
Right,
you.
fab.
Hear you.
So I'll see if this will play to show you. So this was basically something I very quickly threw together. So this is the text. So literally went to typewriter. So if you like click on that, you can change it. So you can put it on as it comes in on both, goes out. I mean, you can use different ones. I have the Pro, so I have quite a lot of them, but you could see you could change them. Like you can have them come up, you can do it that. I could have it as a send instead. So I'll just play the video and show you. These bulbs were done separately with the backgrounds removed. And I literally, for this bit here, put an element in. I'll show you the elements now. So I literally went to a frame. I went to the frames. If I can find it, I'll just go to recently used. So basically, no, it's not showing up. Oh, there's the letters for this one. So there's the frame. So I'll literally put the frame in there. And then for the photographs on another Canva tab, using the 1:1 square ratio, put the pictures in, remove the background and put the colors in the background, and then downloaded them and uploaded them in. But I'll show you the video. So basically you can animate everything.
Michaela, is the typewriter, is that through effects, or is that a different tab? Is that a different
I will show you in a
category?
sec. That's a fantastic question. Can you see the videos playing, guys?
Very nicely. This is just giving everybody a feel for the kinds of GIFs, long or short, that you can create. This is quite a long GIF, and normally, you know, for something like social media, you tend to have a GIF that's like, I don't know, 3 to 10 seconds. But then from time to, you know, because people's attention span might not last that long, but for certain things, and in this case, Michaela put this great GIF together that's quite a long one, as I say, 52 seconds, and under a minute you can just about get away with it on certain platforms. And then we were able to, from the long GIF, shorten it into smaller ones as well. And so it's just a quick and short way to give a summary of what this great big, I say great big, but what quite a big festival is going to be in, you know, 50 seconds. And for anybody who's not used Canva before and is thinking, oh God, what's this? How do I do this? We do have a how to use Canva session. So even if you kind of digest this at your level currently, if you realize actually I need to learn how to use Canva before I can do this, then we've got sessions on that. So don't worry. Far away.
Right, so for the elements, yeah. So literally what I'm going to do, I'm going to add an extra slide down the bottom, if it'll do it for me, because it's been a pain in the bum. So I'm going to basically replicate this. I'm going to delete this.
On that little, there's a little set of tools at the top there. There's like a plus which helps replicate it, or there's a little delete dustbin if you want to get rid of something, or you can add a new page if you want to, for anyone that's not aware of Canva and how to add or delete things.
So this page here just duplicates it. If I want to delete the page, I press that. If I wanted to just add a blank page, which would just be black because the color's black, I could just click that and it'd add a page. If I want to add text, I literally go to the text here. I can choose the different ones I like. So I'm just going to go for add a heading, and I'll just put hello. Spell it right. Hello.
In a way, it's very like using PowerPoint or something. So if you've ever used PowerPoint before, it's not a million miles away. You know, the kinds of the format of it and the usability of it does feel like a bit like PowerPoint, but better.
So now to animate the text, guys. So you literally come off it like that, and it won't show anything at the top here. So you literally click on that, go to animate, and then I can like pick all these different ones. You can go through the list and it'll show you. So you like breathe, that's quite a nice one. Can do all different things, drift in. You can do the writing ones, that's like the text one. That one. How are you? The shift. If you wanted to basically do that, you can mess about with it. We can change the text color if you wanted to. You go to this for your text color. If you have brand colors, like this is like Michaela's brand colors for the How To Festival, you can kind of do that. If, for example, you have a logo, or you found some colors you like, but you don't know the hex codes, a good thing to do is to take a picture and add it into the slide, and then it'll show you the photo colors. So all the different things I've used in here, you can see here, it will show you the different colors that match it. So you can always mess about with your colors that way.
And that's what a hex color is, for anyone that wouldn't know. It's a bit like a Pantone reference. Hex colors are what it's like, the color palette, the exact specific shade of pink or whatever in your articles.
So say, for example, we could turn it blue, pink. It's totally up to you. And if you want to change everything on all the slides, it will change everything if you press that one. So I'll just go back to white for now.
And Jen's asking, when to use these sorts of things. And we could ask, because I'm sure there are other people on the call here who are doing this sort of thing. But I think in terms of, it's horses for courses, isn't it? Sometimes you've got to be careful that you don't use too many effects, because people end up getting, a bit washed out. You feel like, washing machine if things look too busy. But certainly on social media, and I would say have a look yourself, look at what stands out for you, but either on Instagram or social media or TikTok or whatever your audience is likely to be looking at, have a look what other people are doing, and look what looks good and look what looks rubbish, and that will soon tell you. And you can always create a couple of options and you might have a little test group, you might have a little focus group from within your community that tells you what they respond to or what they think looks best. So there's different ways. If you don't trust yourself to put the stuff out there just yet, and whilst you're learning to design things that are going to work for your community, the best way is to just ask them, do a few tests and ask people.
Okay, so say for example you all want to do a Facebook post, you can actually find designs. You can find something you like, and you can change all this. So we'll just pick one. Let's see if we can just pick one. Say for example this one. So we could get this one, and you can edit everything on this. Just bear with me, it's really slow. Can you guys see that template as it come up?
Not yet.
Right, so we can edit everything on this here now. So you could, in this bit here, you could just move it round.
It's not come through. It's still showing us the overall template set.
Right, bear with me. Is it coming up? I'm going to do it on here again. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Chrome tab, yellow and brown. There we go. That should.
There you go. That's worked. I think when it opens a new window, sometimes you have to just. Oh, you're on mute, Michaela. I think for some reason it kicks you onto mute when you move your screen. If you can unmute yourself. You able to do it? Oh, your sound's back.
Fantastic. Sorry, guys. I don't know why it keeps doing that.
Yeah.
We're going to try again.
Try and get your little video back and don't touch your mute.
Right, there you go. So we've got this here. So this here, what we could do, we could change it for a video. Now, if you wanted to just find a video on here, if you go on elements, you can see all the stuff I've used. You can pick different things. Sorry, this is a bit slow. You can look for videos already, what they have. So you can say, for example, I don't know, food. If food's something you do, you can look for stuff here. So say we wanted to kind of do the Taco Bell, it'll come on and you literally pop it in there. Now we can change the time on it. If you click on this bit here, so say you only wanted, I don't know, 10 seconds. Yeah, there's your 10 seconds. Now the thing is, you can choose which bit you want of the video if you move it across like this. So we'll just stick at the beginning, just for example. So say
Yeah, it might be an event or anything, mightn't it?
You can change the text, join us.
What, taco night or something?
Yep. Sorry, guys. Right. Say Taco Tuesday. Now, if you've noticed, that's gone too big. So what we do now, we literally doesn't want to play.
Stretch it out.
Stretch it out, and then we can change. We can like make the text smaller. And if you wanted to, you could change all the text. Now we can go on to animate. You could animate that, so you could have it like that. You can change the date and everything else. If you want to change the picture in the background, just bear with me. I'm not sure how this one's done it because I've not been on this template before. Oh no, you can't change the picture on that. But we could change the colours. So say, for example, we wanted this to be blue. We could change everything on it.
It's a case of just having a good old play around there. I think what Michaela's showing us here is how you can create a GIF from the stock images in and around Canva, stock videos, which actually saves you time even having to worry about your own stuff. And even if you're not confident in taking videos or your community don't want to be videoed, it doesn't stop you from creating little short GIFs or videos in this way. And just seeing, I wasn't aware you could do these things in Canva, and actually seeing something simple like that, you know, is actually really helpful. Some of the people in the chat are asking, can you upload your own videos off your own phone?
Yes, you can. Right, let's find some stuff I've got on here. Right, so you'll find a lot of stuff there. So if you wanted to upload media, if you've got it on your computer, you go to upload. But my advice is, I'm going to show you a little trick in a sec. Right, it's not doing it on here. Right, so we're going to put that back.
And I guess, you know, whether you upload, you know, you can take videos on your phone and then send them, we transfer them, you know, put them in a Google Drive, whatever the fastest and easiest way for you is to move your, you know, MP4s or WAV files. The video files that you'll have in your phone can transfer to a laptop to do, or I'm sure you'll be able to do this directly from your phone, as Claire's saying. Just depends.
Yeah, I'm just filming myself now, and I'm just doing a daft random thing.
Yeah.
On 10 seconds. And now what I'm going to do, because I have the app, if you download the app from the App Store into your phone,
and is that
the great thing is you can literally, it's literally Canva. You go on the App Store, ask for Canva. So I don't know if you guys can see me still, or is it just the screen?
Yeah, no, we can see you. There's you and
right. So I've got the phone here. As you can see, I've opened the app. I've done a daft video. So what I'm going to do now, if you can see, this is the last post that we're on at the moment. So I'm going to go on that. And then I'm literally,
yeah, we can see
the image loaded.
Ooh,
I'm going to click plus, and then I'm going to go to, bear with me, camera roll, because that's where the video's at. Yeah. And then we've got me there pulling daft faces, and you just click add. And it should upload it.
It's coming.
Then literally, I've put me in there, and it'll update on the laptop in a second. Sorry, I look terrible, like, but that's an easy way to do it. Just bear with it. There you go. Now you see me. So that's a really easy way to do it as well. And then because I've uploaded it, oh no, it's not uploaded onto that one.
It's great to see that you can interact between the laptop and the phone at the same time, because media, that's a much quicker way, isn't it, of getting certain things to your phone in there.
So say, for example, we like this design now. We can, hang on, bear with me, share. We want to download. So we're going to download and go with, these are the things we can choose now. So you can choose all these things. So PNG, that'll just be the image. And that comes in handy, say if you're doing a digital booklet and you're doing something like that, you put the image in with a link, and then you use, say, YouTube or something like that to host the video, and you kind of tag the link on the thing. If you want to do a PDF, a GIF, you can do the GIF. That'll download it. So you then literally click download, and it'll start downloading it. But what I tend to do, because it's faster, instead of doing it on the laptop, I do it on my phone, because it seems to be quicker on the phone than it is the actual laptop. Not all platforms like the GIF. So if you want just a GIF with no sound, if you do that, oh, where's the sound? Oh, it won't let me take the sound off on this. No, it's not letting me do it on that one. But literally do that. But what I tend to do, the best one to use, so there you go, it's downloaded it now. So just throw that on the computer and upload it to wherever I needed it to go. So now, or you can basically share it straight away to a Facebook page and things like that. It gives you options. So you show social media things. These are like all your different places you want to do it. I'm not going to do that because I don't really want this on social media. Or you can actually download it as a video, which I'd recommend downloading as a video, an MP4, because it's like 5 seconds long, 10 seconds with the video. But I'll show you some other stuff I've done. Bear with me, I'll have to change the tab again. Just hang on, guys. Just give me a sec. If anyone wants to undo the mic and talk to me while I'm kind of doing this and ask questions, please feel free.
Yeah, I've got a question. So this is, I guess, the paid version, because I use Canva a lot, but I didn't know about these things. So I'm trying to practice on my own as you're doing. And the other question was, if we've got a picture, are we able to animate the picture? Does Canva allow that for that?
Yes. So what we'll do, I'm gonna show you another one where I basically, it's a bit better than the other one. Just bear with me. I'm gonna try and get it up now. My mic will probably switch off and I'll have to put it back on, but hang on. Let's go back to there. Oh, my mic stayed on. Just bear with me. Right, window. I want a copy of How To Festival. But this one, I actually animated a lot of things.
Oh, yeah, mic's gone off. Pop your mic back on. Fiddle around. Joys of technology, yeah. Oh, your mic's still off for some reason. I don't know whether it's... Oh. I think your mic's still there. Oh,
right.
We've got
on. Let's try that again. Can you see the screen?
We can see you, but we can't see the screen.
Right. Sorry, guys. Right, let me close a couple of tabs down. It might be that. Sorry, this is my old laptop and it just doesn't seem to like me very much anymore. I think it's had enough of me.
It's been worked hard. See how that comes back.
How's that, guys? Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we're on. We're back in.
Yay! Right, so this is quite a long one, but I'll quickly play it for you guys to see, and you'll be able to see how I've animated things. So if you look, I've animated all the pictures. In the bulbs, I can animate this if I wanted to. I'm going to play about with this because I've already given it to Michaela. But you can see that picture there I've animated, and it's moving across.
It's nice because it's not making you feel ill. Do you know what I mean? How you've done certain things subtly and certain things. Do you know what I mean? Considering the 3 things moving on that slide, it doesn't make you go dizzy. And the whole point of this is, you know, we could just, technology is always evolving, isn't it? And don't get me wrong, I haven't got the stats and the research in front of me. There's probably other people on this call that would know better, thinking of Arjun and others who use video, but there's data out there telling us that people won't read a tweet, or they won't read something if it hasn't got an image with them. So you basically increase the chances that somebody's going to pay attention to what you've put on a platform somewhere. A, if it's got a picture. B, if it's got some sort of video or moving GIF. And, you know, that's why we're having to do, I say having to, that's why there's this prevalence now, this growth in people using these kinds of tools to help people see, help people spot you in and amongst everything else they're scrolling through, basically. And even if it's just something simple, something slightly moving, something in our brains as human beings latches on to things that have some movement with them. And that's why there's a lot more of this happening, and where you can learn simple tools like this just to do something simple with your own images, or with your own little slides that you can turn into a few seconds of a GIF. Both makes it stand out more, and it gives you, a picture tells 1,000 words, a moving picture tells, 5,000 words. So it's that kind of principle.
So this one here, I want to show you this, guys. So this is actually 2 lots of writing. So what I've done, I'll show you now. So it's copy, it's Control-C, Control-V, and then I literally put it over the top. Yep. And then I went to animate, and I chose, which one was it I chose now? Bear with me. So I'll just show you. So for example, there you go, bounce. I did bounce. So I'm just going to take
on top of the other there to make
so that was, these like silly little things you can do. So say for example, on this here, I really wanted to use this again. If I go to that, right click, press copy. Hang on, bear with me. It's playing silly buggers. Bear with me. This computer hates me today. Oh,
it's had a bit of a freeze, has it?
Yeah, sorry guys. I know this is really bobbins.
No.
So basically you press yeah, it's done it. So I'm going to just do control. So then you'd literally go down, say I wanted to do a brand new slide. I could go all the way to the bottom, and I could either duplicate the slide, so I'll duplicate it, and then I'll delete a few things off. So I don't want that. I want that. So say I decided, get rid of all these, and I'm going to put this little light bulb here. Well, there's my little sparklies. And then literally Control-V, paste, and that's in there. And then you could just move that across and put it where you wanted it. And then that will carry the animation on. So say, for example, now I went to animate, it'll still have everything on it. Does that make sense? So what we're going to do now, we'll just go home, and we'll just pick a pre-made one. I'm going to show you, I don't really use these ones here. So if you wanted to use the video option that's already on here, you could choose one. Bear with me.
And it does take some time to play with this stuff, and not everybody's got that time. So it's a case of thinking, what's best for you? Are you going to use existing ones? If you're a perfectionist, I would, you'd have to have a word with yourself. Otherwise, you'll spend far too much time on this stuff. I don't know, while Michaela's having a look, has anybody got any of their own experiences of using this, or any tips or thoughts when it comes to, I guess, using Canva in these sorts of ways?
So this here, it has templates that you can adapt. So that's a pro. They're all pro. So we're going to look for a free one.
And
so the ones with little crowns on.
Pardon?
Sorry,
I was just going to say that picking it's really a great shortcut, because someone's thought about the design already to pick a template, and even if you completely change it, someone has put the time in to make it fit and look balanced. And so I'd really go for picking a template first, even if you change every single element of it. Someone's done a bit of thinking that you don't have to, so it's a really good shortcut.
So this here is a good one. So you literally, you can have a look.
Michaela, what I was going to say is that the screen that you're on hasn't flowed through.
Oh,
so
right.
Come off and go back in.
Bear with me. I hate this thing right now. Sorry, guys.
Well, it happens when you're in Microsoft, doesn't it? Where you're in one document and you try and go in another and it doesn't flow through. So it's not your fault.
I actually prefer to film everything beforehand, but it's just with little one being off school. Right, what was it called? Untitled design. Right, here we go.
Just watch out for your mute going silly. Oh no, you're all right.
Yay, we did it without it muting on there. Right, so this one here is a free template. Now, if you look, it has the pages on the side. So if you look, it'll show you like that one's 2 seconds long, a couple of seconds long. So this is like basically pre-made. So this one here now, there you go. It's added everything into it, and we can go to each one and edit it. We can edit the picture. So if I wanted to change the picture, I can either use photos that they have on here. So
upload
graphic,
your own. Yeah.
we can find a video on here. Bear with me. So you got your photos. So you can look at the photos. So say, for example, you wanted smiling women. Yeah, smiling. I put some. Oh yeah, smiling women. You type that in, you can find stuff, and here we go. And anything without the, I mean, that's pro. Anything without that is free. So these are like all the free images. So we could change that to that, and you literally just drag and it's going to make a liar out of me here now. So we can literally put that in, and what we have to do is change the position now. Backwards. Let's see if it's done it. No, it's not done it. What I like to do is 2 back and then forward, because it tends to do it. There you go. And then you literally can pull that across to where you want it. And then we can change everything on here. If you don't like them, you can animate them as well. So we can get them to do stuff. So let's see if that trick works on this. Animate. So we're going to have fade. So you can animate the whole slide in one go by highlighting it. You can change the text as well. So we've got like text over here. This is all your choices you've got. You can change the colors on here. You can look at the effects, which are pretty good. Let's see. I like this one. So say, for example, you wanted to have it curved instead. You literally go on that. And then this bit here at the bottom will change the curvature. So because that's in a circle, if you wanted to kind of change it and put that, say, here, and then you can do the same with this one. You could have it like that. You can have so much fun with that. That's another thing you can do.
But I guess using tools like this, these are the sorts of things that you can't do in Word or PowerPoint or some of those tools as well, and that's why a lot more people are using Canva. Even the professionals use Canva, and you know, the people that we pay to do stuff, you know, use Canva because it's just so easy for everybody. I think is kind of the way it's gone. And even though there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people using it, it's rare that things look the same as well. I find it a bit of a miracle. I think that's partly down to the sort of the designs and things, but you know, it still gives you a way to create unique things without having to have done an awful lot of the hard work. And you know, it would take any one of us hours to create something like this from scratch.
So this is good as well because you can have transitions. So you can pick the different types. If you just go over at the top, it'll show the different ways to do it. You can apply. I mean, that one's a bit of a beta one. I mean, that one's quite nice. If you click on that, and if you want them all the same, you just click apply and it'll do it to everything. So now here, we're just going to kind of look at this because obviously you can edit everything yourself. You can have videos, whatnot. So we click play and then you've literally got your video. Oh yeah, sorry, and I forgot the music as well.
That's right, Kirsty. Yeah, that's usually what you would do.
Sorry, it's my computer lagging.
Right, but these things you can imagine, I guess, your own footage or your own stuff, and that you've been able to put in, and you know, it can tell a story, it can promote something better, it might demonstrate your impact, it might be you know, you can do all sorts. You can tell a lot very quickly in a short space of time without having had to do, you know, too much to create this professional images or professional GIFs that will help you better promote what you're doing. But there is that caveat of, you know, set yourself a timer, otherwise you can get lost in a rabbit hole.
And the thing is, say this slide here, it's just got text on it. If you change your mind, was like, oh, actually, I would really like to have more things on it. You could add like bigger circles, so you can kind of change it up and you can play about with them. So say you wanted that, you could kind of put that in.
And do you want to just show people, in case they don't know, that the photograph one, the one where it's got the kind of sky and grass background, where you can then slot your own photos in?
This one?
No, I'm meaning in the tools. I think it's an element where if on that screen where you just were, the one where you just put an orange circle on it.
Yeah.
If instead of the orange circle on, you put like a space where you can slot in your own photo.
A frame.
Oh yeah. So what
Right.
I'll do here now to kind of make it fit in, if you go to bear with me, elements, frames. If you go to frames, it'll bring all these different ones up you can use.
And if you haven't used Canva before, if it's got this funny little, I don't know, landscape, clouds in the sky, that's a frame, and that means that you can pop your own pictures in there and in any kind of shape, and you can find all sorts of shapes. And then when you upload a picture, or whether it's one of your own photographs or a video or something else, it slots, like she'll show you now. You just pop it in there and it magically turns it into the shape that the frame is in. Which some of you,
like you could like make it bigger like that. I'm going to show you a little pro feature. So say this here now, you've got these ladies here. If you click on edit image, now this is a pro feature. If you do background remover, if you watch, it will take the background away. It takes a minute. Oh, where's it gone? Oh, it doesn't like it. It's not doing it for some reason.
where was the background remover, Michaela? I didn't see that.
If you go to, I've clicked on, when you click on the image, on this
Yeah.
bit here, it'll say edit image.
Yeah.
So at the moment it's trying to do it, but for some reason my computer is really laggy. So that would normally remove the background.
Make it white behind those ladies.
It'd make it white behind it. Hang on, is it doing it? Yay, we've done it.
Yeah.
So what we could do now, I could put a shape behind that. So what we do, we move this over.
And that's what you did with the baubles that you described to us before.
Yeah. So now it's on the top. So what we have to do, we have to move it backwards. So by clicking backwards, there you go, and it's gone behind it.
Got you. And it just makes it.
And then it's like, say that text there, I can move that wherever I want. And the great thing is, I mean, this is animated. It's already got stuff ready for you. You can put your own effects in. So you could change the text and have shadows like lift. You can change the intensity of it all. You can have loads of fun. You can have it neon style. And then I'm going to change it back to what it was.
Harder to read.
You can animate it. So you click to animate. And then we're back on here. So what we can do, we could pick, say, that animation, and it'll do it for you.
And you just
and then once you've done it and you're happy with it, same again. You can share it using that. Bear with me. You go to download and you just download it as an MP4 video. But say, for example, you did this and you decided, well, actually, I only like the first slide or whatnot, or you want slide 1, 3, and 2, you can actually choose the ones you want. So say, for example, we did all these and then we decided actually we like page 1, 5, and 7. If you do that, click done, it'll only download them ones. So you click that and then it'd literally cut out all the other ones and that'd be spliced together. And you could also, instead, if you just wanted the PNGs, you could have them as just images as well. Or the GIF as well, it'd do with the GIF and that'd have no sound on it. So yeah, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to close this window down. I'm going to come back to you guys. I'm going to stop sharing.
I'm wondering, is it worth us taking a little comfort break? Because obviously we've been on a little.
Yeah, we'll have a little comfort break, and let me stop sharing that screen.
That's making GIFs in Canva, I guess, for starters. I know people who were on the call, some of them were interested in looking at how you might sort of edit something off of that. I'm thinking perhaps in one of your other softwares, whether it's iMovies, Blogit, or this Keen Master, is it worth showing people how to edit a clip of something?
Well, the Kind Master's tricky because the apps that you use tend to be on the phone.
Okay, fair enough.
So my advice, it's dead easy. I mean, who here has iPhones?
No.
Just give us a shout out. Can I use pictures? Yeah, you can do that. Sorry, I'm just reading all your messages. Claire, you can upload your own images and videos. Yeah, Nicole, have a play. Just play and practice. It's a good way to start static resilience. So I'm just reading through all your messages, guys. Yeah, you can set up your own templates as well. It's hard for me to show you on this, so I think for next time, if you kind of tell me what you want, we can plan it a bit better, and I'd actually do a video for you instead. It's great that you have an iPhone. So if you have an iPhone, you can do basic editing on your iPhone. So what you can do, say you filmed a video, you can't kind of splice it in the middle, but you can cut the beginning and the end off. So a quick and easy, simple way to say if you're getting an app, duplicate the video and kind of do it in sections. So say you had 3 sections that you wanted to kind of use, you could kind of duplicate the video 3 times and then just kind of knock it down on each side to make it into the little section you want and upload it that way. But my advice is the Kind Master, it's dead easy to use. You literally go on and it has a bit on it where it'll explain stuff. So if you're not sure, you click on things and it'll explain it. But if you want something on that, I'm happy to do that, but I'd have to kind of record it.
We can do that another day on. I was just thinking in terms of other things that we can show. I think if we take a little comfort break, we could come back and look at some other bits. And I'm just wondering what other bits people might want. I'm wondering whether we show people how to, because the actual studio in YouTube is quite helpful. And I don't know if there's people on here who, once you've got your videos and you've created, whether it's a GIF or a little video, or you've recorded something, and you need, like this Zoom session today, and other Zoom sessions that we've got, we record stuff on Zoom. Sometimes we tidy up the front end and the back end, or we need to splice things out at the middle of it, and I have to send that to Michaela because I don't know what I'm doing particularly, and I haven't got the software to do it. But we then use those as a listen again webinar, and I think there are people here like the lady doing the crochet, like Jen with the cook-alongs, other people who are thinking of creating little mini teach sessions. I wonder if it's worth showing people how we have put things onto YouTube, and just highlighting the, what's it called, the studio on there, because even if you don't know what you're doing, provided you've done a fairly okay video that's not full of, I don't know, swear words or long pauses that you want to cut out of the middle, you can then just put your YouTube stuff straight onto, your video straight onto YouTube, provided you've set up a little YouTube channel. So do you have tips for shrinking the file size of videos?
Yes, Claire, Kind Master does that. Now, I don't know, I'm going to try and get it up on my phone so you guys can see.
That's a really good question, because what happens is with videos, they become massive files, don't they, that people can't transport or do things with.
So I don't know if you guys can see that. We'll try it this way. So this is Kind Master, So bear with me. So if we click on see all, it will tell you the size of the videos. You can't see it that much. So say, for example, let me find one. Just going to pick any. Right, so this one here, I'm going to download it. So bear with me. Click the download in the top. It's hard to do it this way. Why is technology not my friend today?
I think we need to run a session in person as well on this. I think.
It'd be better because I can kind of work with you all. So basically, click on this corner and the text just not being my friend. Bear with me. It's because it's loaded. Right, so can you see that, guys? I don't know if you can see it very well.
There you go.
So here on this bit here, it tells you the file size. So because my phone does like 4K and stuff, if you literally go up or down, you can pick a GIF size, which is 240, and you can kind of work up. So you've got GIF, you've got another GIF 360. So obviously it depends on the quality you want. A GIF 480, a 360 video, which is not that great. If you're going to do videos, I'd do 720. And then it literally tells you how many megabytes it uses. And then it's just simply a case of save video. And that'll download to your device. And then you can upload it to YouTube, etc. I hope that helps. Sorry, it's kind of, I can't kind of connect that to the computer to show
Hopefully
you
that helps,
properly.
Claire, with the question that she got there. And it's interesting for the rest of us to know about these funny little foibles, isn't it, for other times. But shall we take that comfort break we said we were going to have?
Yeah.
We take 10 minutes, come back at 20 past, and then perhaps have another round of what might people want to look at or cover. Obviously today's session was in the diary, it was like 10 till 1. We might not need to run it as long as that, but we're certainly happy to come back and have a look at what else might people want to know. So we could certainly look at using YouTube and uploading things to YouTube, and a quick look at the YouTube Studio features for getting videos simply online, for those of you that are looking at tutorials and other things, and then there might be time for a couple of other bits depending on what people want. I'm conscious that we have got other people here as well who've got all sorts of video knowledge, like Arjun and others. So if there's things that are on your mind that you think might be helpful for people to know, we could do a quick round robin of tips and tricks as well that people have used for different things. So that's my suggestion on the time that we've got. But let's have a break. We'll come back about 20 past, and I will pause this, ready for after the break. We've, coming back from the break, we've just been talking about how different platforms, Facebook in particular, I think we were talking about there, almost reward you for using video, and whether it's a GIF or some sort of animation, there's not like, they've not clamped down on what kind of video it is just yet, so that if you are putting video content out there, potentially through the algorithms or the powers that be through the different platforms, they potentially would direct more traffic to your site or your posts because you've got that interactive element. Is that how it works, Claire?
Yeah, Facebook definitely are more likely to show your content if it's a video. So they prioritize video over images. They prioritize images over text. So if you just write something, then they will show it to a small number of people if you're lucky. If you include an image, they're more likely to show it people. If you include a video, even if the video at the moment isn't doing very much, Facebook, and because they own them, Instagram, are more likely to show that to people.
No, it's helpful for people to know this, isn't it? If they're new to this, as the kind of why bother? It's like, it's another headache for some people having to learn this stuff, or having to find someone to outsource it to, or train up volunteers to help them with this stuff. Or, it's a massive untapped market actually, working with young people. There's a lot of us who could be offering more work placements, opportunities, or roles for young people who've often got all these skills with their eyes shut, and I don't know if anyone's got any experience of having young people help them with their videoing stuff, and just put that out there in case they have.
I have a 19-year-old who rolls her eyes at me because she doesn't like how I use my phone.
Well, there is that.
Yeah, when she sees me using my phone, especially if I've insisted we've got to do the family selfie, she will literally just snatch the phone off me, take the picture properly, and then just hand me my phone back. And it's like, yeah, cheers.
I am working up to getting my son to do stuff for me, but certainly we were talking before about stop motion animation and things like that, and we've got people within the network, young people and people working, it's part of what they do to do all of that. So there might be some future sessions around all of that.
Ben Coders did a brilliant one. They did one of their sort of annual sort of feedback reports, and they actually used like Lego in stop, start, animate, and that was brilliant.
Do
you use TikTok much, Claire?
A bit, not in a massive way. To be honest, it's mostly because I sponsor the football team. It tends to be more stuff where I'm out with the comics, but not a lot. I'd like to use it more, but yeah,
it's hours in the day, isn't it?
It's another thing, isn't it? It's another thing.
Well, we'll be talking about
interesting as well, because my dancing skills are not there. So
well, I think we've quite a few people across our platforms have been encouraging us to use TikTok, and it's like it's hours in the day. And I think this is one of the things we'll be talking about on Wednesday when we have our final Creating Digital session. I'm finally doing a how to make the most of Twitter, because there's a lot of people who have a sharp intake of breath at the thought of using Twitter if they're not doing
That's me.
or they don't know how to. And my thing with all of this is, even if you don't want to use it and you don't know how you're going to find the time to use it, there's a good chance you need to be using it, whether you like it or not. And it's coming up with your strategy as to what you are going to use and why, not just doing what you like to do because you like to. You have to use where your audience is. So if your audience is on Instagram or they're on TikTok, wherever it is, sadly you have to kind of go where they are. Way there, not sure what. Who's somebody got a keyboard going in the background?
Somebody playing a violin.
Don't know if they realise that. But what was I going to say? It's going where your audience is. But actually, what we'll be talking about with the Twitter thing is, even if you don't want to use it, just having a profile to show that you exist, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or anywhere else, so that it's got your image or logo, whatever you want to do. It's got a couple of lines about what you do and a link back to your website. Even if you never go on there for another 6 months, your followers and your people looking for you can find out where you actually are and track you down that way. So anyway, we'll come back to some of that. But Michaela, back from the break here.
To answer the Nicole, always tend to do MP4 is the best for the videos. And also you've mentioned TikTok. I do use TikTok, and I've actually created content that I've posted basically on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I've logged in. If you want me to quickly show you, you could. But the thing is, with TikTok, it has stuff you can play about with. Now, I like to just design my own videos on Canva, like I've shown you guys, download them and then upload them. And the best thing to do for if you're going to put them onto TikTok is do one-to-one, or basically do an Instagram design, and then that'll tend to fit. So if you're ever not sure and you're trying to make content that'll fit on every platform, I'd go with the square one. It'll rejig it a little bit, but it'll save you a bit of time. But if anyone's interested, I can kind of show you a few things that I posted onto TikTok that I made, if that helps you. But TikTok's really good as well. Use your hashtags. You can also download the stuff and upload it onto other platforms. But if you do that, bear in mind that any music you use could be taken off. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. So the way I'd get around that is I'd basically upload one to TikTok without the sound, download it, save it, and then re-upload it to TikTok and put the sound on. That's like a little trick to get around it. So yeah, so sorry, I'm back now. So where was we up to, guys? I just kind of came in last minute. Is anybody there?
Were you going to show us YouTube?
Oh yeah, YouTube. Hang on, I'm going to upload on that. Sorry, guys. YouTube, let me log in. I hope my computer plays nice. Right, YouTube. Oh, I'm going to go on to mine. I'm not on mine at the moment. Switch account. Go to mine. Sorry, bear with me, guys.
To make a video, full stop. Oh, yeah.
Bear with me. Right, let's see if we can get it without losing the sound this time. And we want to go onto that one. We want YouTube Studio. Right. I hate this thing right now. Sorry guys, it's driving me mad. Right, there you go. Don't want that. Can you see the YouTube
Yeah.
studio? Okay.
Yeah. And I was just going to say before we get into this as well, so obviously YouTube's one platform. There are others like Vimeo, and people might want to put in the chat other places that are good video storing sites. YouTube is really good only because, well, you'll have your own thoughts. It'd be interesting to hear what the benefits of having a YouTube account and channel. We set up ours from Flourish a good few years ago, and we just find it's just very easy to store stuff. And it's free, you know, and there are pros and cons with that kind of stuff, but clearly people know YouTube, they know it's there. You know, we're not getting that many views, particularly that it's you know, we're going to start getting advertising rights, but there are people who obviously go down those routes. We also use Vimeo for where we want to hide content, or we want to password protect stuff and share things more easily. It can be a bit fiddly trying to password protect your YouTube videos and then share them with loads of people. You have to start giving them all passwords and stuff. It can get a bit fiddly. Other people might have thoughts on that, but the reason I'm suggesting YouTube is because it's free to use. It has this little editing studio within it that Michaela's going to just show you, and the videos are easily shareable with others. And you don't, you know, we've now had to start paying for Vimeo in order to have our storage facilities adequate for what we need, whereas on YouTube it feels like it's endless you know, storage space to be able to upload lots of stuff. So that's my top tips on that. Michaela, it looks like you've got your videos less toxic. Yeah.
Yep. So this video here was I think it was 2018. I actually went to Washington for a meeting, and I have a 360 camera. So basically this was one I uploaded. It's private. I've never shared it with anyone, so you guys are the first one to see it. But basically you go on editor and you get all these different options here. So we want to trim it. So we go into this, you can see it brings up all this at the bottom. So say for example, I don't want this bit here. I click on that, press split, click on that. Now where do I delete it? Bear with me, because I don't use this loads. Why is it not doing it? I hate today. And then that should take it away. Why is it doing it? I can't get the option up at the bottom. So we preview it now. So let's see if that took it off. Actually, I'm going to take a bigger section off, I think. Let me do it to there. So right, so we'll take it to that bit there. So it's cut the video down now. Let's preview it and play. So that should have cut it down. It doesn't like it. Right, I don't like it because it's a 360 video. Right, let me find another video that's not 360. Bear with me, guys.
I know I use, and I do find it fiddly. It does take me a few attempts sometimes to kind of drag those little blue lines in to where you want it cut in, and then eventually it'll say, you know, it'll let you trim it.
Right, so we go to editor over here. That's because it was 360, it didn't like it. Right, so I want to cut that down on that side and say cut it down on that side. And then let's check it out. So as you can see, it's only playing this section here. So that's your bit you've got there. So say I decided, oh, actually, I don't like that. Just undo anything. Just undo it, and then you can do it again. So put that there, split. So say I want to take that bit out, and I want to take that bit out. There you go, that's done. Then press play. And then you just click save. But obviously, I'm not going to do that because this is just to kind of show you, and that's kind of an easy way to do it. So I'll discharge that, and I'll show you some other stuff you can do as well.
And it is quite a simplistic way of doing it, but for those of you that have done a little video tutorial and you want to be able to share it with people and store these things for free, then you can yeah, just take the front end and the back end off, and you've got you've got your video tidy then for sharing with people.
So that's a pretty basic way to do it as well. And this one I'm not going to do, I'm just going to, because it takes a while to do. So say, for example, this lady here didn't want to be seen on the video. You can actually do face blur. You click on it, but you'd have to kind of click on a face throughout it, and it'd blur a face. You can add audio as well. I tend not to use this. Oh, sorry, where's it gone? No, don't want to go on that. So you say you could pick that, and it. And you have your audio library, and it places it here. Then like your info cards, that's like where you're going to put it, like in your video, your playlist, your channel. So say I don't know, I've not really set channels on this, but say you wanted to put it in a playlist. So say, for example, I wanted to put in my closed captioning, when you just click on that and it'd pop it in there. So, but yeah, that's quite basic and very quick what you can do on there. I don't know if you guys are happy with that. Just have a play with it. If you're not sure, just click on help, and it will give you my computer's really slow. It'll like tell you how to do stuff here. So it'll help you. So there's lots of help there. So if you're not sure, just take your time with it and you can look at it. But say, for example, like Michaela said, you wanted to, like, if you look here, this is a private one. So only the people that I choose can watch this video. Pardon me. So say, for example, I wanted you to watch this. I just shared the link with you, and then you're the only ones that can see it. So what I'd do, I'd click that, get a link, I'd copy it, and then I'd send it to you in a message. And then the only people with the link can see it. So then you can have it unlisted as well. So then unlisted means that's just me, you can see it. Public, obviously everyone can see it. So it's totally up to you. But yeah, I mean, that's a video that I did. You put it on, you pop it on, put it public, and then it just does what it does. But always stick your hashtags on if you can. Hashtags are really important. It helps show things up. And the thing is, in the description box as well, you can add links. So that's a good way to kind of send people to where you want them. If you want to send them back to your website, or you want to send them to Facebook or whatever, that's really good as well.
Michaela,
so I don't know if that's all right for a quick.
Yeah, I think so. People will let us know in the chat, or by all means come off if you've got questions. Is it worth me for just 2 seconds just screen sharing our YouTube? Because it's stacked up in a way that might be more akin. I don't know if people can see that. So our YouTube channel, I mean, yeah, I'm not bothered that we've only got 60 subscribers. I don't know how people feel about all this stuff. We know that we're sharing all sorts of content and that people are watching it. In a way, I'd rather not have subscribers, because they tend to be people outside of our network, which is fine. And we'll want that more and more as we grow things like the How To Festival. But I thought I'd just show you, just very quickly, on your main page here, once you've subscribed and you've set yourself up, and you're working out what to do and how to make things happen, your videos will be, if I go on there, it will show me a bit like what Michaela just had up a minute ago, unless it'll take me into our channel in theory. So what you're seeing here is what Michaela's just showed you, but ours is different because clearly we've got this How To Festival content coming together, which is all public in various ways, but these sessions as well. So polishing your brand using Canva, selling your products, a lot of these bolt-on courses are sitting in there ready, because we're going to share a toolkit with everybody who's been on the programs for them to use that and help them in other ways if you couldn't attend the session and there's something else they want to learn. All our Time to Grow programs that we've done of late have been recorded so that we can share those with our participants, for example. And I was just gonna, so I'll come off there for a second. It's just showing you how these things can become sort of put together. I was just trying to go back, so it Zoom's covering me up. There it is. I was just going to close that and just show you, if I click on just this videos, rather than take you to the studio where I can do other things and edit things and change stuff, this is where all of our videos are sort of sat. And like people can send us things. So this Magic Wand collaboration was a poem that somebody recorded at one of our events, that a lady made up this poem at the event. It was really good, and we'll probably share it and use it in other ways. So we've ended up with that in our in the mix. If I just scroll down, I was just going to quickly, you'll see, in order to make things a bit more neat and tidy, if you've got a series of webinars or sessions or tutorials, we just use we just use a PowerPoint tutorial, a PowerPoint slide as like the thumbnail. So when you're uploading your video, it might ask you what you want as the thumbnail or the first cover slide, because that's what people see when it's being sort of promoted online. So we try and make them look like a series, and obviously promoting different people there. There's other work we've done for other people. And so, yeah, you'll see there's all sorts that we've got tucked in here, and it looks a bit of a mishmash like this. But what we're planning to do, if we haven't done it already, is start to create playlists to make things tidy, so that our playlist then will have all of the webinars that relate to particular programs or particular topics. So you can make it neat and tidy, basically. And hopefully, I mean, as some of you using this sort of stuff on YouTube yourselves, it'd be interesting to hear how people are getting on with you. Has anybody got YouTube content for their business like this in any particular way? Curious? No, I'm not seeing anyone. We just felt, what we found is that it just saves us an awful lot of time, and that particularly with our networks, they can't all get to everything. You know, there's nothing worse. There's people that you really want to help, but they can't get in the room, or they can't get on the Zoom. And so by creating this sort of content, we can send them stuff afterwards, or we can give them additional time to digest things. And we've also got ways that if we get contacted by people and they need help with something, and I haven't got the hours in the day to have a one-to-one with them, I can send them links to setting up your legal structure for your social enterprise, you know, how to engage your customers through using the persona model, understanding what is the business model canvas, achieving bid writing success. I mean, that's our world, isn't it? But if you were trying to teach people how to crochet, or you were trying to teach people mindfulness techniques, or you were trying to help them learn how to do some sort of practical art thing, or whatever it might be, it's a really useful way of creating evergreen content, or putting these sort of legacy toolkits together that people can then either use as part of a program that they're on, or you can potentially package up and sell in other ways. So it's just something to think about. So that's why we're letting you know about that. I don't know if that's, I know a couple of you were interested in the tutorial side. I don't know if that's helpful to see and know about, if anybody's got any questions.
Can I just ask a question, please?
Yeah.
I was just wondering, because it said that they were all public, but does that mean anybody could just go on your channel and watch it, or do you send specific links to specific groups of people?
Both in our case. You know, we could go down the route of making a lot more stuff more private, because a lot of our things have been funded by people, and, you know, we want to make them publicly available. So we're not, what you'll find is, you know, as Claire said, YouTube is massive online platform. So the chances of people stumbling across us are quite minimal. And I'm not going out there as a YouTuber that wants to up our advertising rights. I'm using it as a storage place to keep all of our content and training resources, so that people can then have access to them. And whether they contact us and we send it them directly, or whether they're on a program, as you'll know, Kirsty, because you'll have got some yourself, it tends to be more directed and guided by us. I think as this this how-to festival evolves, and it's going to become sort of, hopefully, you know, bigger than we are throughout the year, then we'll have more strangers, so to speak, whether that's fine, you know, whether they're, what we have been finding as well through Eventbrite, actually, which is obviously very different to this, but the minute you start putting things on these online platforms and people can follow you or whatever, we really need to go and do a little bit of analysis on, you know, who's following us, who's subscribed to us, where are they from, what do they want, you know. And later this year we will probably need to go through an exercise of doing that, because as much as we've got our networks in the Northwest and in Greater Manchester, who are our immediate target audience, just like you see today with Arjun joining us, and there's a couple of other people that we've had from other parts of the country and other parts of the world on these bolt-on courses. People are finding us and accessing stuff.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because a few years ago I set up a SoundCloud page for some of my mindfulness stuff, and I wanted to delete it because it's kind of out of date now. And I went into it recently to delete it, and I realized that one of my things had like 679 views in lockdown, and I had absolutely no idea and had not kind of kept on top of it or anything. So I think it's a good way for people to find you as well, if they just stumble across you.
And it's another, if people haven't got a website yet, or they can't afford this or that, or they're just starting out and they're not sure what to put on a website, actually between using things like Facebook, Twitter and YouTube, you've got all sorts there. And on our YouTube channel, every session that we run gives a little bit of a narrative on, what the thing's about. And if you need more support with this, or if you want to come back and connect with us, here's our website, or so people can always find their way back to us. But you have to be hours in the day for monitoring that and being able to respond to queries through your website. But
cool. Thank
cool.
you.
Well, we've covered a fair bit there. We've anybody other questions or any other bits and bobs? Well, I'll hand back to Michaela to see perhaps she wants to do next for wrapping up, and any final bits in this session, because I know we've covered a bit there. If you've got questions, do fire away in the chat. So we've done, what have we done? Quick recap. We've looked at Canva and how to turn, create GIFs in Canva through their own stock materials and through uploading our own videos and our own imagery and playing around with different things for different purposes. We've looked at YouTube as a portal that can be helpful for storing your stuff, and actually with its own little mini editing workshop area in there, that you can, studio, it's called YouTube Studio for editing things down. Have you picked up on any other things, Michaela, that you think it's helpful to share in this session today?
Maybe Google Drive, that's pretty good. Now Google Drive, it's kind of like Word and Excel, but cloud-based. And it's really good because it's kind of like Canva. I can work on my actual phone plus the computer or the iPad all at the same time. And I've used that for like stuff for Michaela, where we did some digital booklets as well. So what we did, we designed the thumbnails and the intros on Canva, and then literally downloaded the PNG, stuck it into the Google Doc, and actually on the image we inserted the link to the video, and we actually put the link underneath as well, just in case it didn't work. And that was a good way to kind of have a little kind of booklet of your stuff. So say, for example, you've decided to do YouTube, but you don't want the stuff public, but you'd like people to be able to have this booklet. And the great thing is with Google Drive, you can actually do it that way, that say, for example, us like today in the group, say I had a booklet design now for you all, I can actually just add you via your email onto it to give you access, and no one else can get hold of it. Or I could just give you the link, and then anyone with the link could access the content. So that's a pretty good thing to do. You can do PowerPoint presentations on there, spreadsheets. So that's something else that maybe we could look at some point. Yeah.
So yeah, sounds interesting. I guess there'll be lots of people here who use Google Drive for different things, and they may not have thought of it in those purposes. But I think showing people, the reason I think as well, Michaela's mentioning Google Drive, is videos are massive, aren't they? They can get a bit big and a bit unwieldy to kind of share around. And WeTransfer is great for sharing stuff, but actually putting videos or podcasts or audio content in a Google folder makes it easily shareable. When you're faffing about. A quick look at TikTok would be good. Oh yeah.
Okay, bear with me. One sec, guys. Now, what I do a lot of advocacy. I can't pronounce talk anymore now. I can't even say it. Terrible. Or what? Advocacy. There we go. Got it out in the end. Forgive my little Nemo moment. So I set up a YouTube thing, and basically if I find out there's like some research being done or anything like that, I use Canva to create some content. So bear with me and I shall share it now. One sec, guys. Chrome tab.
I've dodged TikTok like you wouldn't believe. It's one of those. I didn't go on Twitter for about 3 years when I should have done. I didn't go.
Well,
on
I'll be
Twitter
honest, I've
about-
not really been active on there, and I think I've got like just under 1,500. Look, like I've got that many followers now, and I've hardly done anything. But like this one here, for example, can you see the screen, guys?
Yeah, and it's
Can
probably
everyone see the
worth.
screen?
We can see your screen. I was just going to say, just because you haven't done, it's probably worth mentioning that although Michaela's on here showing us her sort of, you know, learn as you go video and social media skills that she's developed over the years. She runs her own group and her own organisation called HS Action Together. What she's showing you here.
So this was something I did with the community. We did a science festival.
Just because I don't know about these things, how are you allowed to have that music on there? Is that because somebody else is singing it other than Emily?
No, because I was sneaky beaky and I did it on TikTok.
Oh, right.
And then when they basically was like, oh, we're taking the sound off your music, I appealed it and I just put in, look, at the end of the day, it's branded as TikTok, it's come from TikTok's music library, and that's how they let me have it back.
Got you. Because there are issues, aren't there, with, you know, on any of this stuff with copyright.
So this is another one. So this was basically the slides where I've literally put the text in myself. I found a template, I changed all the colors, I put their logo in, and I basically shared it. So this was that, and then I put the links in. You can check your analytics, so you can see who's watching what. I get a lot of people from America, and this tells you how they found me. So like that's your For You page, that's people who are on my profile, that's by the hashtag, and that's my followers. So that's pretty good. It shows how many times people have shared on it, comments, how many times it's been played, which is really good. And then I literally designed, where is it? I designed this one using a 360 video, and I literally uploaded this and I added the text on and I put the music on. So this was me like just telling people like don't give up, etc. I'm going to turn the sound off.
And again, the music on here, it's in TikTok's library, you're saying. So are there certain artists that will let you snaffle their songs to put on your videos? I'm just curious.
And this was like something I did on Canva as well. This was before I learned how to get better at what I'm doing now. So this was like part of the festival. And I designed all this in, you know, the background, etc. But it's really good. So say, for example, this was good as well. You can do lots of things. Now this was a 360 camera image. And I basically used the template on Canva and put it in the middle. And it does everything for you. And then I just put the text on. But yeah, now the good thing with this as well, not everyone can. But a lot of people can upload up to 10-minute videos, which is good if you like doing, like, I don't know, you want to do stuff. And also as well, Linktree is really good. So oh my god, Linktree here, I'll let you click on it later, but you literally get Linktree, you set it up to your account, and you can add links to other places. So I could put that on there, and I could have people going to Facebook, website, YouTube. You can do all that on there. So that's pretty good. And then you can follow people on hashtags. Find your hashtags because they're really important. So,
and I guess it's just a case of downloading the TikTok app. Like,
it's really good. You find a lot of people have been there. I haven't been. Right, sorry. Catching up on the messages now.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, believe it or not, guys, you'll have more content than you think you have. My advice is get a Google Drive, and whenever you take photographs of events or videos, put them in a folder. on the drive, so you've got that content there. And I mean, this is what I do with Michaela. I've got content going back years, that we've made. And then what we'll do, say like, for example, Michaela's going to do the mentorathon. We'll have a look at what we've got as well, and we'll kind of like Legoland, pull bits out from here, there, and everywhere. So believe it or not, you'll have more content than what you actually think you have. It's just sitting down and thinking what you're going to do with it.
And you make a good point there, Arjun. What we haven't covered today, it's more about showing you stuff, is looking at putting together your marketing and communications strategy. So, you know, in learning these different skills, whether you've been to the Canva session, whether you've come to this, whether you're coming to, you know, Twitter on Wednesday, or whatever else you've dipped into, coming up with a marketing and communication strategy is key. And actually in the chat here, I'll put one of our podcasts. There's a lady called Kat Lecoq who we've done stuff with in the past. And she, I mean, Yellow Jigsaw have been pretty good at helping us put together marketing strategies, but you know, you can create content for content's sake and end up being a bit lost with like, what do we do with this stuff? There's certainly merit in having a think about, you know, and we, through our Time to Grow programs, we've helped people look at this, you know, thinking, who's your audience? Who are your different stakeholder groups? Your different customer groups, and what might they need to know, and what might you need to be telling them over what time period, and giving yourself a monthly or a weekly breakdown as to kind of what messages you're putting out over different platforms helps you manage your time, helps you automate things eventually, and make life a little bit more simple. And so I don't know much about TikTok or YouTube automating stuff, but I do automate things through Twitter and Facebook. And absolutely, there's, you know, having a plan behind what you're doing just helps you keep it structured, and it helps you delegate things as well. If you know that there's going to be a period in the next year where there's a lot of comms to get out there, then it helps you spot where you might need to bring in some support. We've not talked about it here, but there are platforms like Buffer and Hootsuite and, you know, others that help you roster in multi sort of platform stuff. Arjun had put a comment in the chat earlier around this. I don't know if you wanted to come off and say a bit more about that, Arjun, around the marketing calendar. You can hear me there? There he is.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so yeah, there's two different things that I wanted to do with video. There's ultimately the first thing of having music videos themselves,
Yeah.
of just building art for the sake of art. And I guess this session has helped really introduce how to get started really. I feel like the best way with content creation is just to practice and build, like Claire has just commented below. Yeah, just spending a lot of time seeing through effects and just working through it really. It's great. But with regards to the corporate side of things, I wanted to actually create videos that first and foremost let people know about the business, and that's mostly done through either text or displaying text through a video format. So there's elements of that, but there's also, with the nature of what I'm doing, it's music, but there's also music merchandise. But I could use brand affiliations or different things that, for example, Nike, they had Air Max Day very recently in March, and that was a perfect opportunity which I'd missed. But to put my own Air Max design out onto Instagram, and then tag Nike in and tag anyone else in, and just let people know a bit more about the business in that small post.
That's it, and it's keeping it short and sharp, isn't it? Because it can feel quite overwhelming to kind of, where do you start, or how much do you do, or how long do they do? And hopefully through starting with things like GIFs, or through starting with some of the sort of shorter methods of putting things together, there's really neat ways of making things very professional and very flexible and adaptable to add in whatever you want to keep, you know, to keep the production costs of things down for starters, whilst you build interest and build wider, whether it's customers or backers or whoever else, to see, like you say, the story of what you're doing, or, you know, the elements of what you're doing. Cool.
That's mostly just what I wanted to say really. Don't have much to say
no,
about this, because I've only just started
Yeah, no, it's good
started
to,
creating content.
that's all right. No, but it's helpful for people to see somebody sort of processing and how they might use this stuff in future and what they might do with it. So it's really helpful to hear that, Arjun. Thanks for sharing that. Anna, did you get what you needed from TikTok there? As a little bit of a, be good to look at TikTok. Have you got any other questions?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I've learned not to hate it as much because it's just what's on my children's faces all the time, and I just think, oh, it's such rubbish. But I know that there is a potential for, you know, other stuff, and the stuff my kids watch is best, you know, not the best example of it. But a lot of people
are one of those. Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those where a lot of these platforms get used initially by younger people, and then 5 years from now they'll be like, oh, for God's sake, TikTok's for the old codgers, you know, like Facebook is now, you know. But actually,
there is an actual Gen X hashtag going around, because obviously I've been on there a while because I've been sussing it out and seeing what you can do with it. And you get some really good videos, and you do get, at first, when the lockdowns happened and all those older lot came on, the young guns were like, what are you doing on it? You shouldn't be on it. And there was a bit of a thing on it, but you'll find there's a lot of community stuff there, and you'll notice as you start following people and you start liking certain videos, say for example you were all on there looking for social enterprise stuff, you'd find that on your For You page all that sort of content would automatically start showing up. So it automatically connects you with other people, which is pretty good.
And I suppose because it's not flooded yet, it's possibly a good place to stand out. Just, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty on there, if you know what I mean. But if people are searching for certain things like social enterprise in Rochdale, or I don't know what, you know, or they're looking for specific things, you'd probably stand out because there's you know, it's still opportunity there for more people to get into that.
Kirsty, great question. There is a time limit for the videos on TikTok. For a majority of people, it's 3 minutes, and for some, they've given up to 10 minutes. So it'd be literally a case of sign up and see what you get. Now, you can have a business account as well, and that works slightly different. But if you go on TikTok, it explains everything. It's free to do that. But then if you have a business account, there's like certain sounds you can't use and things like that. It's a bit different, but you can tend to have like a link for your link tree. You can do lives on there as well, but you need 1,000 followers before you can do that. But it is pretty good. Yeah, it is good on there. I mean, I should spend more time on there, but I just kind of got that way. I was like, I'm sick of the sight of being on social media. But no, it's really good, especially if you want to connect with other people. Great. Yeah, middle-aged women have ruined all platforms, and the thing is where you get a lot of like daft people on there doing a lot of daft videos as well, which is fun. So yeah, and it has a lot of its own effects and things like that. There's a lot you can do with it. You know, you can do duets as well. So say for example, me and Claire are on there, I could go and duet a video, or I could stitch it. You can set your privacy up. You could decide if people can comment on your post, or they can share it. It's really good.
Yeah, I think there's a few people with some good singing voices. So I heard duet rather than that. You mean just two people together?
Yeah, no, it's like a video. So say for example, Claire did a video. It's up to me how I do it. I could actually say her video's here next to me. I could be on the screen like doing whatever, or because I don't really like being on the screen, I could use the green screen option and use a photograph. And then you just literally make sure like your device is straight so it doesn't pick you up, and you can do it that way. It's really good.
No worries.
But the hashtags are really important. Always like whatever like you're doing. So say if like you're doing food or you're doing tech or whatever, make sure you find those hashtags and make sure you kind of put them in.
Is it worth saying a bit more about hashtags? I'm just thinking, because you've mentioned that a lot, and I guess there'll be people on here who know what hashtags are. A lot would know, you know, the hashtag symbol and then whatever the words are, and you know, whether it's used for sort of tagging things or whether it's used to sort of help things stand out. But you know, in terms of
my advice, whenever you make any content for social media, so say for example, if I'm doing anything for HS Action Together, I make sure on all the content I make that I have the hashtag HS Action Together actually on the content I've created, and then I put it in the post as well. So then that way I can look stuff up. I could go on to any platform, put that hashtag in, and it'll show up whatever's there to do with HS Action Together.
There's a way of
It's really good.
curating.
It's like an extra search engine for you as well.
It's a way of curating your own stuff. So that's a good idea. You know, we've got things like invest in women change makers is our hashtag that we use on Twitter a lot. Or Sockent is another one that gets used a lot, that, you know, it's generic. Or we've got Flourish Mentorathon, when we've had mentorathons to help trace and find and look back on things. But there's all sorts of hashtags out there. Oh, go on, Claire. Here you go. That's it. Yeah, sell it far more successfully. Where, you know, there's creating your own, and then there's making sure that you're tagged in with other things when people are searching.
And a good thing to do as well, like say if you're writing something, try and put a hashtag before certain words. So say, for example, Nicole's just put, is it better to create a video on landscape or portrait? I would stick a hashtag in front of video and things like that. So that'll, and then as you do it, as you put that hashtag in, it will tell you how many people that's trending with it. So you can see how popular that hashtag is. It to do with the video, landscape or portrait, that depends which platform you're on. What I tend to do, like for YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, I tend to do landscape. Then if I was doing stories or TikTok, I'd basically use the story size, which is 916. And the easiest way to get around that, if you've not got a lot of time, try and do it as a square 1-to-1, because you can always adapt it and kind of add things wherever you put it. So that's another way to do it. And also as well, say for example, you did a square template, you decided, oh, what I put, do something in landscape, you could download that and actually put it back into another template and just add to it a little bit. So there's like little tips there to save you a bit of time.
Cool.
But also as well, if you need to do a logo, guys, have a look on Canva as well. You can design logos on there. They have templates that you can adapt as well.
Well, I'm conscious we've covered a lot there and we've been on for a good couple of hours. We might need a bit of a breather. Any other burning questions before we perhaps start to wrap up this session? A little bit earlier than time, but I think 3 hours was always going to be a long one. And it'd be really interesting if people would be interested in having a follow-up session, perhaps a physical follow-up. Let us know, because one of the things that we're looking at doing for the rest of the year, because some of our programs are starting to wrap up and we've got new things starting, rather than just only be able to work with people on programs, we're looking at having working out of the Resonance Centre, or even other sites, perhaps coming over to you, Claire, would be a good one, where you know, on a Monday, or we pick days, but we know that perhaps a couple of Mondays a month we might run some of our stuff from the Resonance Centre, and we'll be able to do several things at once, a bit like circuit training of days gone by, where, you know, people need to come and look at a certain topic or work on something together, or just ring fence that Monday a month or whatever it is for them, to come and work around other people who are, you know, we can critique funding bids, we can look at social media stuff, you know, we can do multiple things in one day. It's just an idea at the moment, but we'll get bits of feedback from people on that. Fabulous. Well, I know some people are having to shoot off anyway because they've got things going on, so I might say a huge thanks to Michaela for sharing a range of tips there, and everybody else on the call who's been throwing in their two penneth and putting things in the chat. We've covered quite a lot of ground there, and obviously it's not been a step-by-step how to video edit, because everybody's got different stages that they're at and different platforms and tools that they need to use depending on what devices and stuff they've got. But hopefully you've got a good grounding there on some of the good software to use for free or paid for, ways to start using video in an accessible way through the use of GIFs, through Canva or other means. We've looked at using YouTube and starting to upload and potentially edit bits and pieces through there, and then also looking at TikTok and other tips. So lots covered, hopefully giving you various bits of food for thought, and we'll look forward to chatting with everybody again soon.